Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Striv Sports coverage of the Central 10 Conference Softball Tournament. My name is Eric Holgett, Striv Sports Director, and we've got a fun day of games that have already taken place, and we've got semifinal action due up here in just a little bit. I'll get the scoreboard fixed. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened there. But to kind of update you on the bracket to get into the semifinals, Seward and Northwest had a quarterfinal game, first-round game that was at 9 o'clock this morning, and just when we were arriving, Seward gets a walk-off double in the bottom of the seventh inning to win 7-6 over Northwest. Apparently, Northwest liked playing walk-off type games because they just finished up their consolation game with Adams Central with a 7-6 walk-off two-run home run. So Northwest a winner in the consolation side. But Seward into this semifinal, they are taking on the Crete Cardinals, the 3 seed coming in. They beat Aurora 9-2 and did it pretty convincingly. You might have seen the last couple of innings here on the Crete channel. So Seward and Crete due up here in just a little bit, and you see the meeting out to the home plate to determine who will be home and who will be away coming up here in just a little bit. In the top half of the bracket, York had no trouble with Lakeview, 10 running them in early innings earlier this morning. They are now playing Holdridge that beat Adams Central 11-10. So Adams Central wins or loses 2 games today by a combined 2 runs, one of them in walk-off fashion. So tough day for Adams Central, but York and Holdridge going on right now in the looks like they are in the top of the third inning and 4-0. York is leading that. So that's semifinal number 1. This is semifinal number 2, and it's Crete and Seward coming up next on Striv TV. We can give you the lineups as we get ready. We know the batting order. Start with the Crete Cardinals. Cam Moore will lead off, the senior pitcher. Izzy Etsy will be batting second, the sophomore left fielder. Morgan Molly behind the plate at catcher. She's a sophomore. Emily Dunaway is the junior first baseman. Cassidy Skillett is the freshman second baseman. Leah Jurgens, another freshman, out in left field. Lexi Mock is a freshman, the designated player, designated hitter, if you will. Bridget Nichols is senior at third base. Jada Wayand will be the sophomore shortstop, and then the flex player playing in right field but not batting is Mackenzie Crumbliss for the Cardinals. For the Blue Jays, they will line up like this. Their order will be Claire Carl, a sophomore catcher, followed by Gina Brazy, a right fielder. Elena Goldsmith, the senior first baseman. Lindsay Fleschner, a junior left fielder. Haley Blanca is a junior and the designated player. Haley Marshall is a sophomore and the third baseman. Kaylee Schleckebier is the senior center fielder. Janessa Brazy is the senior second baseman. Grace Hamling, a freshman. She is the shortstop. And your flex player and pitching, senior Kate Mullally for the Blue Jays of Seward. Looks a little better for the scoreboard there, so we are ready to go. Between the Blue Jays, who will be in the top of the order. That means Crete will be will be in the bottom of the order. And taking out those final warm-ups here before our first pitch. So pitching again for Crete will be Cam Moore, a senior. A lot of these names very familiar from the Central 10 Conference from basketball last year, too. Mullally and Moore and all these different girls that play multiple sports. That's always fun to see. I tell you, we got a picture-perfect day in York today. Barely a cloud in the sky, but basically no wind. In fact, it's a little buggy out there. Makes Austin itch when he's trying to take a picture. But check out our Striv Sports Twitter feed and Instagram on Striv TV on Instagram, Striv Sports on Twitter for some really cool graphics that Austin has gotten done. So we are ready for the top half of the first inning, and it will be Seward at the plate first. Claire Carl, sophomore catcher, will lead things off for the Blue Jays. Again, the defense out there for Crete. Juergens in left field, Itzy in center, Crumbliss in right. Across the infield, Nichols at third, Wayand at short, Skillett at second, Dunaway at first, Moore the pitcher, and Molly the catcher. Strike one is our call as we have opened up here in the top of the first inning. Claire Carl at the plate for the Blue Jays. Fouled back to the screen. Brand new complex here in York. If you haven't been here, I had to take a peek yesterday, actually, but it opened just this summer, so it's had a summer of use. A baseball / softball complex here. The one official softball field, you might say, is the one to our right, which is where York is playing currently in their semifinals. But you see the temporary fence short of the permanent fence out there. Allows for the flexibility of baseball and softball on this field. So a 1-2 count to Carl at the plate. Swung on and missed. And that is out number one. That'll bring up Gina Brazy, the right fielder. Sophomore. And a lefty at the plate. Strike one, the call. Top half of the first inning. And a quick 0-2 count to Gina Brazy. Cam Moore has been up early in both counts of both batters she has faced so far in this top half of the inning. That one misses well outside. Tried to get Brazy to go chase one there. Gina held off. And it's 1-2. That one chopped foul. The count remains 1-2. Mentioned York, they were the 1 seed. A 10-0 victory earlier today over Lakeview. And then Holdridge also advanced with that 11-10 win over Adams Central. So that's semifinal number 1, York and Holdridge going on the York channel. You can see that if you're watching us on the Striv Sports page. You can see that on the channel at the top of this one. And, of course, the game you're watching here, Crete and Seward. Crete advanced with a 9-2 victory over Aurora. That wrapped up just a little while ago. And Seward advanced with a walk-off 7-6 win in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 2-2, that is out to left field. And a nice catch made by the left fielder, Juergens, there to retire the batter. And so still nobody out. And that will bring up Elena Goldsmith to the plate. Cam Moore 2 up, 2 down so far. Missed that one, though, for ball 1. The Striv Sports Facebook page, by the way, is live in 360 right now. That's a sharp hit out into left field, and that'll be a base hit for Elena Goldsmith. First hit of the game for the Seward Blue Jays. So with a runner on first, we adjust our camera, and that will bring up Lindsay Fleschner, a junior playing left field today Chopper to the right side, and that gets through. And all the way running to third, and now going to hold up at third is Goldsmith, but Fleschner is aboard after the error. And she ends up on first. Goldsmith on third, so something cooking here for the Seward Blue Jays. With 2 outs in the top of the first inning, and that will bring up Haley Blanca, the designated player, not playing in the field, just batting. She is a junior with runners at the corners for now and 2 outs. That one just catching the inside corner there for strike one. Up the middle again. That one bobbled shortly, but the throw is in time, and the side is retired. So a couple of runners aboard there, but no damage done. We go to the bottom of the first, still tied at 0. Crete is up next on the Striv Network.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Seward goes with a couple of runners on base, but cannot get anything across the plate. Runner stranded at first and third, I should say. And that will bring up the Crete Cardinals to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. Cam Moore, Izzy Etsy, and Morgan Molly set to lead things off. Moore, the pitcher, will be doing the honors, and she will face her pitching counterpart, Kate Mullally, coming up here in just a moment. We'll set the defense for Seward as well. Was that first pitch called strike one. That's Fleschner out in left, Schluckabeer in center, Brazy in right. Another Brazy playing shortstop, or playing second base, excuse me. Goldsmith is the first baseman, Marshall the third baseman, Hamlin at short, and Carl at catcher. Safely aboard there. Good hustle down the first base side for Moore, and she is aboard with a single. So Izzy Eitze, the sophomore left fielder, will step in there now. Went around and held it out there. The slide and safe over there for Camry Moore. She gets a stolen base. And Etsy left the bat out there, so it is strike one with nobody out. Pulls it back that time for ball one. That bunt popped up and back to the screen. That'll be a foul ball and strike two. So a 1-2 count to Izzy Etsy, the sophomore left fielder for the Crete Cardinals. That one off the hands. Foul ball, and we remain 1-2. The 1-2 from Mullally misses high, so 2-2 the count. Still nobody out. And Cam Moore out there on second. Oh, the big changeup there goes for strike number 3. So that will bring up Morgan Molly next. Morgan, a sophomore, playing catcher today. That one misses low and away. A 1-0 count. Cam Moore got aboard with an infield hit and a stolen base over to second. That's where she resides currently for the Cardinals. That one fouled back and out of play for strike 1. And now a little conference out there on the mound for Seward coach Rich Eber. His pitcher and catcher. Are we getting the signals just right? We got to make sure everybody knows what's going on. York football at home tonight. Lots of football games on the Striv Network this evening. Our Striv TV game of the week will actually head to the 8-man ranks and go up to Osceola tonight as they play host to the number 10 team in Class D2, the Fullerton Warriors. Kick off at 7 o'clock. If you're not watching the Huskers take on Illinois at the same time, too. Dual screens, that's what I'm saying, folks. The 1-1 count here. This is Morgan Molly at the plate. Two and one outside. Beautiful new stadium, like we mentioned it before, first year of the York Ballfield Complex. I bet in the summer with the pool open, this place is hopping during tournament time. 2-1, the changeup misses high, now 3-1 the count. Kate Mullally on the rubber for Seward. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Camry Moore got aboard first with a leadoff infield hit. Sits on second base after a stolen base. Can they advance? Foul ball out of play. Big thanks to Cornerstone Bank, proudly bringing you Central Conference softball tournament action here on Striv TV. The 3-2, and it just misses inside for a walk. So now runners at first and second, and one out for Emily Dunaway. Emily, the junior first baseman, with her first trip to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. That one just does catch the outside corner for strike one. Inside there for ball one. 1-1 the count. Sometimes the sounds of the softball game kind of tell their own story, don't they? And the strikeout there for Dunaway. That will bring up Cassidy Skillett. Cassidy, a freshman, playing second base. Still Cam Moore, who led off with an infield single, is out there on second base after she stole second. Morgan Molly on first base after a walk. That one up and in for a strike. Ball one. 1-2 is the count. And the changeup just baffles Cassidy Skillett. 3 strikeouts in the inning there for Mullally. And again, runners on base, but nobody across the plate. Each team had 2 runners on base, but could not get either one of them across in their half of the inning. Top of the second is next. It's 0-0 here in York.
Nova Fitness Equipment of Omaha has provided the very best weight room, track and field, and sports surfacing products for over 30 years in Nebraska. They provide Cybex, Matrix Fitness, Vertimax, Tough Stuff, Pro Elite, Stairmaster, York Barbell, Troy Barbell, and UCS track and performance products. From rubber flooring, strength equipment, cardio products, and sports performance accessories, Nova Fitness Equipment has what you need to make your athletic program successful. Contact Nova Fitness Equipment today at their home office in Omaha or online at novafitnessequipment.com.
So still 0-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. Haley Marshall, Kaylee Schleckerbier, and Janessa Brazy leading things off for the Seward Blue Jays, with Camry Moore in the circle for Crete. First pitch there, fouled back and out of play for an 0-1 count. Each team in their half of the inning of the first with 2 runners on, but neither could get anyone across the plate. So here we sit. This might be a really good pitcher's duel between Moore and Mullally. A couple of really good athletes in other sports, not just softball, although you can see how easily the natural athleticism transfers over for both girls. The 0-2 pitch. That one missed just outside. Tried to get her to chase, and good job by Marshall not to go anywhere. Some Moore with a couple of strikeout, or with 1 strikeout against Seward, but it was Mullally with 3 strikeouts. All 3 outs for Crete came on strikeouts. This was a pop right over the pitcher in front of the shortstop and safe at first, no throw to first, in fact. Another infield hit in this ball game, and it's Haley Marshall who is aboard with that single. So that will bring up Kaylee Schleckerbier. Kaylee, a senior, playing center field today. The bunt bobbled at third. The throw is there in time, so well done there, but it does advance Marshall over on the fielder's choice. And we'll bring it up Janessa Brazy. Janessa, a senior, playing second base today. That one off the hands a little bit. Yeah, right off the fingertips there of Brazy. That will smart just a little bit for a while. A tough girl, though, she is. Haley Marshall with a leadoff infield hit, infield single. It's a tough one, right over the catcher, or right over the pitcher in front of the shortstop. Kind of kicked around a little bit. That is strike two. Called against Janessa Brazy at the plate for the Blue Jays. The 0-2 is a swing and a miss for strike three. And the second out. Cam Moore with her second strikeout of the game, and that will bring up Grace Hamling, who is the ninth batter in order. Slow roller over to the left side. Field and throw in time. Well done. Nichols over to Dunaway, and the side is retired. So again, runner on base right away. No run comes across, though. Crete and Seward still tied at nothing apiece. The bottom of the second is next on Striv TV.
Trucking industry gives you a lot of opportunity for careers because there's such a wide, vast list of possibilities and areas that you can go into. As technicians, these trucks are as advanced as cars are today, so we need technicians that can work on them and understand how to work the computer system and get them up and running so the customer can make money. These trucks are workhorses, but they're built for comfort and they're easy to drive. Freightliner builds these trucks for drivers' wants and customers' needs.
By the way, if you got somebody here at the game, that is our Snapchat filter that is turned on for the day that you can snap away. Thank you to Cornerstone Bank, again, bringing you that. But fun stuff with the Snapchat filter of the Central 10 Conference Tournament. We are here in the bottom of the second inning where Leah Juergens, Lexi Mock, and Bridget Nichols are leading things off for the Crete Cardinals. No score and a couple of good rips from Juergens, but hasn't connected solidly just yet. We mentioned a pitcher's duel. Mullally with 3 strikeouts. Cameron Moore with 2 now for Crete. So we could see some fun stuff going on today. This will be interesting here in semifinal number 2, as that is a 3-pitch strikeout, in fact. So a K on the board. Already the 4th of the game for Kate Mullally of Seward. On the other semifinal going on right now, 5-2, York leading Holdridge. Looks like they are somewhere in the 4th inning. You can catch that on the York Striv channel if you're flipping back and forth. And that is strike 1, called on the inside corner. The batter is Lexi Mock. She is a freshman, the designated player, so she is batting but not hitting. Alexi steps in there, squares up to show bunt, then pulls back against Mullally. Over to the right side, and just out of the outstretched arms, just past the outstretched arms, I should say, of Goldsmith, the first baseman. Right there's as wide as we can go, folks. We're trying to keep things somewhat inside. There, maybe we can see most things there pretty well. I'll describe the action as well. The 1-2 or the 0-2, little blooper to the right, that will roll foul, and the count remains 0-2. Oh, and the changeup from Mullally was it was filthy dirty is what it was. And another strikeout for Mullally. She has got 5 in the early going. All 5 batters that have been retired for the Cardinals have been a strikeout from Mullally. So Bridget Nichols trying to break that streak and get on base. First pitch she sees is low and away for ball 1. Boy, the difference in speed, that's probably a pitcher in softball. It's got to be one of the most impressive things that the top flight pitchers can do is change that speed without making it look all that different, right? Whether it's a changeup or, it doesn't necessarily matter how fast the fastball is or the rise ball, but the difference to that changeup, that's where you can really make some hay. 2-2 the count. These are just firing back to the glove of Claire Carroll, the catcher. Kate Mullally is just rocking and firing right now for the Blue Jays of Seward. That is, however, going to be a liner out into right field, so a base hit with a 2-2 count against her. And on the base paths is Bridget Nichols. So that will bring up Jada Wayan, the sophomore shortstop. Watch Jonah and the Cardinal football team last night take on the Aurora Huskies. It was an explosion of offense there for Aurora. Baylor Shireman had a good game. Cal Narber did. But the Cardinals did not go down without a fight, putting up some points there in that second half. This a little slow roller again to the right side, but field and throw. Brazy over to Goldsmith, and that is the bottom half of the second inning. So again, a runner on base, but no runners across the plate. We will head to the top of the third with still no score here in York. This is the semifinals of the Central 10 Conference Softball Tournament.
Participating in Nebraska high school activities has taught me about teamwork.
I've learned how to lead among my peers.
At my high school, I have set goals and I work hard to accomplish them.
I like to run on my cross country team. It makes me feel good about myself.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities in our 303 high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
We're at the top of the order for the Seward Blue Jays as we're in the top of the third inning. Claire Carroll, Gina Brazy, and Elena Goldsmith due up here to lead things off for the Blue Jays of Seward, who have likely been stymied, just like the Crete Cardinals have. Pitching duel between Camry Moore and Kate Mullally. First pitch on the offering to Carl misses for Moore for ball 1. Scheduled for 7 innings or an hour, whichever comes first. That one just on the outside corner. Fouled way back and out of play. And that, folks, is why we have a brand new complex out here in York, so that we've got plenty of room. That shouldn't have been even close. That went way over the fence. Still should not have been that close to wherever people would be sitting for that York and Holdridge game. It looks like York is up now 7-2 in the 4th inning of that one. 2-2 the count here. Carl at the plate. Camry Moore in the circle for the Cardinals of Crete. That misses low and away, and the count is full. The pitch from Moore. Foul ball. We remain 3-2. Only 3 base runners so far for the Seward Blue Jays. Elena Goldsmith with a hit in the first inning, and Haley Marshall with an infield hit in the second. Then Fleschner reached with an error also in the first. That is strikeout number 3 for Camry Moore as she retires Claire Carl, who has struck out both times. Here she has been to the plate, so that will bring up Gina Brazy, the sophomore. Gina flew out on that line shot to left field, one of the few hit balls that has gotten out of the infield so far in this ball game. Late swing on that one for a 1-1 count. Brazy, a sophomore, playing right field today. Just catching the outside corner there. And that one foul again, so our count remains 1-2. Nicole is watching, Coach Reitz is watching Crete softball doing some dominating. Well, I don't know if it's dominating, but I just see that on Twitter a few minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, whatever it is. And a strike 3 called, strike 3 against Brazy. Another strikeout for Camry Moore, excuse me. She has got 4 of those now in the game. That will bring up Elena Goldsmith. Elena with a single back in the first inning. The 0-1 count here to Elena Goldsmith. That misses inside. 1-1 the count. By the way, we love getting those messages on Twitter or on Facebook perhaps. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. This one is ripped right center field. It is Gonzo. Home run over the right side for Elena Goldsmith. She'll touch them all. Well, that was a no-doubter from Goldsmith. Took that 1-1 pitch and just sent it right over the gap in right center field. Touched them all for the home run. So finally, a run across the plate. Still nobody on the base paths right now, but Lindsey Fleschner is at the plate now for the Seward Blue Jays. The top half of the third inning. Now with a 1-0 lead. Fouls that one straight back at us for an 0-1 count. Our social media on Striv Sports, by the way, is blowing up, so I might not get the notification because Taylor's here, Sarah's here, Austin's here. Everybody else is actually on Twitter or Facebook, so send us a message on one of those platforms. Let us know where you're watching where you are watching from and who you are watching. So this one goes into left field, and it falls in for a hit for Fleschner. So back-to-back hits, one of them a home run, that one a single. After Cameron Moore struck out the first two batters of this inning, suddenly Seward has a little rally coming with the home run. Fleschner over there on first, and Haley Blanca grounded out to the second baseman back in the first inning. Has strike one against her. Fleschner on first. Blanca at the plate. Marshall is due up next. Slow roller right side. Field the flip. In time. The out is made. That's what the umpire says. Out is made. So, finally a run across. It's a solo home run for Elena Goldsmith. And it's Seward 1, Crete nothing. The bottom of the third is coming up next here on Striv TV.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Bottom of the third inning, Seward 1 and Crete nothing after the solo home run for Elena Goldsmith there in the top half of this inning. And the pitching duel continues, and it's going to start with a leadoff single there for the top of the order. That is Camry Moore. So Camry is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, and we will see if her teammates can push her across. They left her stranded back in the first inning. I'll bring up Izzy Etsy, the sophomore left fielder. Struck out back in the first inning. Chopper to left side. That's through the glove, and that's going to be an error on the third baseman, Marshall, there. But runners at first and second now. And Morgan Molly is due up next. That one just a little hot for Marshall, who is, of course, in the hot corner. So it's Moore at second, Etsy at first, and Morgan Molly, the sophomore catcher, at the plate for the Crete Cardinals. Pop up to the right side. Settling under it, though, the first baseman, Goldsmith. as Moore collides with her as she makes the catch. But Goldsmith does hang on. So Emily Dunaway, who struck out back in the first inning, is up next with runners at first and second. That's Moore at second, Etsy at first, with now one out. Catching that outside corner has been a consistent call for our umpire in this game. Just maybe just a fuzz off the plate, but definitely close enough to get that call. And good pitches by Mullally and Moore. Both of them have hit that spot and kind of tailed away from a right-handed batter. So the 0-1 inside, and that, again, has been consistent as a ball. So that strike zone just a fuzz to the right of the plate. I haven't seen too many called strikes on the inside corner for either pitcher. This is the 1-1 count. The 1-2 to Emily Dunaway at the plate. Fouled out of play. Still 1-2. Emily with a strikeout in the first inning. 5 total strikeouts for Kate Mullally, the pitcher for Seward, so far in this game. And, of course, we've only had 7 outs made. That one low. 2-2. Austin, how's those pictures looking? You got some good pictures, so you're coming inside now? Yeah. It's a few bugs outside. It's such a nice day. In fact, there's so little wind that the bugs tend to cling to you. The 2-2, that's off the hands and a foul ball. So we remain 2-2 for Emily Dunaway at the plate. For Crete, Kate Mullally, the pitcher for the Blue Jays. Big opportunity here for the Cardinals with runners at first and second. They had them at first and second with nobody out. Another pop fly over the right side and not quite making that catch. Just out of the screen. It would have been a tough one to get over there for Elena Goldsmith. But count remains 2-2. Up and in for ball 3. And the changeup misses to load the bases. The first walk issued by Mullally. Brings us to Cassidy Skillett, the freshman second baseman. She struck out back in the first inning. And now a little conference amongst Mullally and Carl. They kind of discussed the plan. Base runners, Moore and Itzy, on third and second, respectively. They have a little conference there. And Skillett, the freshman, well, she's just out there ready to bat. So just one out, but the bases loaded for Crete here in the bottom of the third. Skillett, then Juergens. A couple of freshmen due up next. Ball 1. Reminder that we're scheduled for 7 innings or an hour. and 15 minutes, I believe, is our time limit. And, we've been going for just shy of 50 minutes. So I don't know, we're going to get through 7 innings here. 90 minutes? Oh, it is 90 minutes. Well, then we got plenty of time. That one fouled. 2-1 the count. Two and one is our count. Skillett at the plate. To the right side. Safe at first. And the runner over to second is, they call her, I think they're calling her out. Yeah, at second base, out. So the tag was made. First is safe. Second is out. But a run does come across there for Crete. So an RBI for Skillett. So that'll bring up Leah Juergens now. Thank you, Austin. There we go. So 1-1, Crete and Seward squared up here. Still runners at first and second for the time being. That one just does miss inside for strike one. Leah Juergens, the freshman, she also had a strikeout back in the second inning. That one does catch the outside corner for an 0-2 count. Foul tip. We remain 0-2. Still an opportunity here for Crete. They had the bases loaded with only one out. And there's your strikeout. So, runners left at the corners for the Cardinals, but they have squared it up. We are tied at 1 as we head to the top of the fourth inning next. The Blue Jays with Marshall, Schluckebier, and Brazy due up next.
Nova Fitness Equipment of Omaha has provided the very best weight room, track and field, and sports surfacing products for over 30 years in Nebraska. They provide Cybex, Matrix Fitness, Vertimax, Tough Stuff, Pro Elite, Stairmaster, York Barbell, Troy Barbell, and UCS track and performance products. From rubber flooring, strength equipment, cardio products, and sports performance accessories, Nova Fitness Equipment has what you need to make your athletic program successful. Contact Nova Fitness Equipment today at their home office in Omaha or online at novafitnessequipment.com.
So we're ready for the top of the fourth inning between Seward and Crete in semifinal number 2. It looks like York has extended out a 9-2 lead over Holdridge somewhere in the fifth inning on semifinal number 1. So the winner of this game gets, looks like they're going to get York. Not that was terribly unexpected. Duke's one of the top teams in Class B, and I tell you, Seward and Crete going to battle this one out with the pitchers. Kate Mullally for Seward has 6 strikeouts now in the game. Camry Moore has 4 of her own for the Cardinals, and she puts up a good swing and a miss against Haley Marshall, who leads things off here in the top half of the fourth inning. Marshall, the sophomore third baseman, had a single back in the second inning, but was stranded at second base. And that's a liner to the right side, knocked down the field, and the throw, and that's a great play. Holy cow, by the second baseman, Skillett. Got it over to Dunaway in time. extended out to the right. Make sure we make a mark down at a minute or an hour and 56 minutes. We saw a really, really good play. Highlight on the defense there for Skillett. So that will bring up Kaylee Schluckabeer, the senior center fielder, grounded out to shortstop back in the second inning, her first plate appearance. Line shot, center field. Schluckabeer, no doubt, over that fence. And the second home run hit by the Blue Jays today. Kaylee Schluckabeer, the senior center fielder, took that one right back over the plate and sent it deep to straightaway. So that will bring up Janessa Brazy. But 2 runs for Seward in the game, both on solo home runs. Goldsmith in the third inning, and that by Schluckabeer here in the fourth. With 1 out. That one fouled over to the right side into the Seward dugout almost. Janessa Brazy at the plate for Seward. Takes a ball there. 1-1 the count with 1 away. Missing outside there was Moore. Now 1-2 the count. Oh, now we're 2-2. My bad. Hit the wrong button. 2-2 now is officially our count. Fouled back, still 2-2. Ooh, just missing inside, so the count is full to Janessa Brazy. Boy, that was I thought going to be too close to lay off, but Janessa did, and gets away with it for ball 3. So the full count from Moore. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the 5th strikeout for Camry Moore in the ball game for the Crete Cardinals. So now 2 outs and nobody on for Grace Hamling, 9th in the batting order. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And again, straight away, it's ripped. And again, it's over the fence. Grace Hamling goes yard for the Blue Jays. The third home run hit by Seward in the ballgame. All of them solo shots. And the Blue Jays now lead 3-1. I must have mishit a button. Because I already had 3-1 up there. How about that? It's like I can predict the future. Nostradamus, perhaps. So now back to the top of the order with Claire Carl, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts for the leadoff hitter for the Seward Blue Jays. And you feel like right now with a 2-run lead, boy, this a 2-run lead right now feels really good. If you're Seward, the way Mullally's been pitching. Fly ball, short right center field, and that is another outstanding catch made by the shortstop Skillett, or the second baseman. So Skillett makes 2 outstanding defensive plays, sandwiched around 2 solo home runs for the Seward Blue Jays. Seward is up 3-1 with the bottom half of the 4th inning coming up next on Striv TV.
Trucking industry gives you a lot of opportunity for careers because there's such a wide, vast list of possibilities and areas that you can go into. As technicians, these trucks are as advanced as cars are today, so we need technicians that can work on them and understand how to work the computer system and get them up and running so the customer can make money. These trucks are workhorses, but they're built for comfort and they're easy to drive. Freightliner builds these trucks for drivers' wants and customers' needs.
In York today for the Central 10 softball tournament. 3-1, Seward on top on the strength of 3 solo home runs, 2 of them in that 4th inning by Schluckebeer and Hamling. Sandwiched around some great defensive plays for the Crete Cardinals, and then our leadoff batter, Lexi Mock for Crete, hit by pitch. So a runner aboard right out of the gate for the 7-8-9 batters in the order for Crete. So Mock on first now, and Bridget Nichols, the senior third baseman. And we're going to get a courtesy runner. Jenny Cardonia goes over there and will courtesy run for Mock. Again, sometimes they tell their own story, right? Up and away for ball 1. Kate Mullally has been fantastic. 6 strikeouts in the game. Bridget Nichols is at the plate. Bridget did have a single actually back in the 2nd inning, but was left right there. Right down the middle there for strike 1, 2-1 the count. The 2-1, squared to bunt, pull it back, but it's a strike anyway. 2-2 our count. And York has put it on Holdridge, a mercy run rule, 14-2. They end it in 5 innings. Change up, but they hang back and wait on it into center field, but the out is made. Bridget Nichols flies out to the center fielder, Schleckebeer, who had one of those home runs in the top half of this inning. That will bring up the 9th batter in order, Jada Wayand, sophomore shortstop. Grounded out to second base back in the 2nd inning in her only plate appearance. So the courtesy runner there is J.D. Cardona on first base after Lexi Mock was hit by pitch. In fact, it was the first pitch of the inning. Slow roller third base. Good field, good throw, good communication there, really. Over there on the left side, Marshall makes the field and throw to first, which was actually being covered by the second baseman, Brazy. So now we've got 2 outs and a runner on second. And Camry Moore, who is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and finally got a run scored in the 3rd inning, is at the plate. Hangs back, but still the changeup goes for a foul ball and strike 1. Off the hands, a slow roller, field at first and step on the bag, and the out is made, so no runs across for the Seward defense. And they go to the top half of the 5th inning with the Blue Jays 3 and the Cardinals 1. The winner gets York in the Central 10 Conference Softball Tournament.
Trucking industry gives you a lot of opportunity for careers because there's such a wide, vast list of possibilities and areas that you can go into. As technicians, these trucks are as advanced as cars are today, so we need technicians that can work on them and understand how to work the computer system and get them up and running so the customer can make money. These trucks are workhorses, but they're built for comfort and they're easy to drive. Freightliner builds these trucks for drivers' wants and customers' needs.
Top half of the 5th inning here. 3-1, Seward on top of Crete. Gina Brazy, the sophomore right fielder, leading things off, followed by Elena Goldsmith and Lindsay Fleschner. Goldsmith had one of the 3 home runs for Seward in this game back in the 3rd inning. Solo shot to right center field. Has no 1 count against her. This is Brazy at the plate. Goldsmith up next. Then Fleschner. Gina Brazy flew out to left field back in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd inning. One and 2, the count now. 2-2 the count. If you hear an odd crunch sound, I finally figured out what it is. I thought something was going on with my microphone. No, the Holdridge softball team with the crunchy cleats is down below our microphone. I got to lean out the window to see them, but I'm like, man, I can hear all this crunching sound. What's going on? Strikeout there for Brazy. That is Camry Moore's 6th strikeout. Both pitchers have 6 strikeouts now in the ball game. And that will bring up Elena Goldsmith. She's 2 for 2, a single, and a solo home run. Sorry, I'll turn the crunching cleats down just a little bit. That's kind of crazy. Was not expecting that. Could not figure out what was going on. Outside for a 1-1 count. Expect somewhere maybe on the Striv TV Instagram, Striv TV or Striv Sports Twitter, Striv Sports Facebook page. Austin Penfield has got some dynamite photos so far from some of these games. And so you're going to have to take a look at those. If you want to throw a donation Austin's way, well, he'd appreciate that. 1-2 the count. The batter, Elena Goldsmith. 2-2. That one fouled back, so still 2-2. Goldsmith at the plate. Moore in the circle. Missed it outside. The count is full. Moore looking for strikeout number 7 if she can get it. Fly ball, left side. She'll take that too. That is Juergens out there in left field making the nice catch for out number 2. Two outs here. Top half of the 5th inning, and that brings up Lindsay Fleschner. Lindsay reached first base on an error back in the 1st inning and had a single in the 3rd and rips another single here. Maybe looking for second base. She will turn and go to 2, and she will be standing up. We'll give her a single on the base and a fielding error out there in right field, but another single on the board for the Seward Blue Jays. So Fleschner is 2 for 3 on the day now. That will bring up Haley Blanca, who is 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs to the second baseman, the designated player for the Blue Jays. The runner on second is Fleschner, and at the plate, Haley Blanca. Seward's 3 runs have come on 3 solo home runs by Goldsmith, Schluckebier, and Hamling. One and 1 the count. 2-1. Ripped to the right side, now 2-2. Winner of this game gets York. Winners over Holdridge 14-2. You can see that championship game on the York channel. And regardless of who wins this game here between Seward and Crete, the championship game will be on the York channel, and the third place game will be here on the Crete channel. We want to make sure that that everyone understands where the games will be seen. Roller to the left side, field and throw, nicely done by the shortstop Wand, and that is the top half of the fifth. It is 3-1, Seward on top, Crete needing a rally. That time limit, well, we're within 14 minutes or so of it. So the time limit becoming a bit of a factor, maybe even before the 7 innings. The bottom of the fifth is up next.
Participating in Nebraska high school activities has taught me about teamwork.
I've learned how to lead among my peers.
At my high school, I have set goals and I work hard to accomplish them.
I like to run on my cross country team. It makes me feel good about myself.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities in our 303 high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
So 3-1 is our score. If you want a score update, you got to log on to Striv TV, striv.tv/Crete if you want to watch this one. Seward leading Crete 3-1 as we enter the bottom half of the fifth inning. And leading off in this fifth inning is Izzy Etsy for the Cardinals. And she has got a quick 0-2 count against her. Etsy is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Struck out in the first inning. She did reach base in the third inning on an error. Pops this one up. We're right to the third baseman, Marshall, for the first out. So that will bring up Morgan Molly. Molly with a walk in the first inning and then grounded out to the first baseman back in the third inning. And that pitch catches the outside corner. That one misses outside. Now we're 1-1. Popped up, making, no, not quite, just off the glove of Claire Carroll. Claire can't quite squeeze that one, so the count 1-2. Two balls, two strikes. You know, for one of your last days of September, it's nice and warm outside, isn't it? It's just about perfect. The 2-2 ripped right side, but in play and squeezed out there in right field. Good job by Brazy. Boy, I thought that was going to get out of there, but no, sir. The out made, and Morgan Molly is retired. That means Emily Dunaway is up next, the junior first baseman. Struck out in the first inning. and reached on a walk back in the third in her 2 plate appearances. So 0 for 2 in the game. Kate Mullally has been really solid. Lots of strikeouts early, 6 of them in the first 7 outs made. 6 of them were strikeouts. Since then, her defense has backed her up a little better. So 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Dunaway. Takes that one for a 2-0 count. That'll be fouled back to the net. By the way, we mentioned this complex built for baseball and softball, so there is a ton of room between the base paths and the fences for the dugouts and even this back net for the backstop. Ton of room, probably more than you'd see in just about anything except for state, really. And then as soon as I say that, she lines that one right over the top of the Seward dugout for foul ball and strike number 2. By the way, that championship game will not start at 2:15 because we're still playing here. But if we're looking for a 90-minute time limit, we are probably within 12 minutes of that time limit of this game here between Seward and Crete. So Seward taking a little bit of extra time. They are going to be just fine with that if they can be. The 3-2 hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit and a solid single there for Emily Dunaway. So that will bring to the plate Cassidy Skillett. Cassidy with the strikeout in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice and had the RBI back in the third. And then in the fourth, my goodness, actually in the top of this inning, right? No, in the fourth inning, had that spectacular defensive stab at second base, moving to her right into that gap between the pitcher and second base, makes a layout stab of a catch. Of a field, I should say, and then the throw in time to first base. It was just one of those web gems you'd see on SportsCenter. That one inside, right up around the chin there of Skillett. 1-2 the count. 2 away here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Foul ball up the right side. Still 1-2. And the changeup wins again. Foul ball, though, is the call, so the count remains at 1-2. Kate Mullally, as good as she's been when she's brought some speed and a rise ball, maybe a drop ball in there, but boy, that changeup, it has really befuddled Crete a few times. There's been some times the Cardinals have hung back enough, but boy, there's been some deceiving going on out there, you might say. 2-2 the count to Cassidy Skillett at the plate for the Cardinals, and Kate Mullally in the circle for the Seward Blue Jays. Slow ground ball. Good field throw just in time, and that is the side in the bottom half of the fifth inning. So a runner aboard, but no runners across for the Crete Cardinals. 3-1, Seward leading Crete as we head to the top of the sixth after this.
Participating in Nebraska high school activities has taught me about teamwork.
I've learned how to lead among my peers.
At my high school, I have set goals and I work hard to accomplish them.
I like to run on my cross country team. It makes me feel good about myself.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities in our 303 high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
Haley Blanca at the plate leading things off here for the Seward Blue Jays in the top half of the sixth. She takes strike one and then fouls strike two out of play. Seward with that 3-1 lead on the strength of 3 solo home runs by Elena Goldsmith in the third inning, then Kaylee Schleckebeer in the fourth inning, along with Grace Hamling in the fourth inning. Those are the 3 runs, and the only run across was scored by Camry Moore for Crete back in the third inning on a little RBI fielder's choice that was hit by Cassidy Skillett. Pitchers have been good. Batters have been just a little better for Seward, as that's a nice little pop-up that is caught on the right side just behind the first base bag. And Blanca is retired. Dunaway with a nice catch there. So Haley Marshall had a single in the second inning and grounded out in the fourth inning. She's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. That one fouled back and out of play for an 0-1 count. Camry Moore for Crete has been pretty good as well. 6 strikeouts for her in the ball game. That one fouled again, back out of play. That one fouled, and boy, we almost could have caught that one. Ooh, it did hit right underneath us, did it? Oh, it caught the shingles and rolled up. Wow. We're a ways away from the field, by the way, folks. So for that thing to come back this far, I tell you what, that thing goes straight. Oh, and then went around on the high fastball for the strikeout. That becomes the 7th strikeout of the game for Camry Moore of Crete. And this is Kaylee Schleckebeer. Kaylee had the solo home run in the top of the fourth that gave Seward a 2-1 lead. And then a couple batters later, Grace Hamling popped off her home run to make it 3-1. That's how we sit here still. That'll be just over the fence and out of play. That one again fouled back to the screen, so 1 and 2. 2 outs and nobody on for the Blue Jays here in the top half of the sixth. I will say this, neither pitcher, neither team has allowed anything that remotely resembles a rally from the other team. The 3 runs, like we said, solo home runs for the Blue Jays. But we've had the bases loaded 1 time in this game for 1 batter. And 1 run came across. That was for Crete. And, just a couple times that 2 batters have been on base at the same time. But in all of those circumstances, we've only had 1 run come across. This is a pop-up going over to the right side, and it is squeezed by Dunaway again. So that is your side here in the top half of the 6th inning. 3-1. This might be the last chance as we're approaching our time limit. So this might be the last chance here for the Crete Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th. That's coming up next on Striv TV.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Bottom of the 6th inning, it is go time if you are a Crete Cardinal right now. Trailing Seward 3-1. First pitch swung, and what a nice running catch made by Goldsmith, the first baseman, to retire Leah Juergens. So Juergens 0 for 3 in the game, a couple of strikeouts and that fly out there on the first pitch that she sees. So Lexi Mock is up next. Last time she was up, Lexi took a pitch right in the thigh to get on first base, but that was as far as they got. Did the Cardinals. One and one the count with 1 out so far. Like we said, we're real close to our time limit. I'm not sure if it would have to be a real quick on the next 2 outs for Crete in order, I think, for Seward to start that next half inning. That is going to be a line shot for Mock out into right field. So that will help the cause. And we're going to get Cardona over there to run for Lexi Mock on the courtesy runner, just like she did last time up. So that'll bring up Bridget Nichols, the senior third baseman. Bridget's 1 for 2, had a single back in the 2nd inning, and flew out to center field in the 4th. So at the plate, like we mentioned, Bridget Nichols with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Cardona, the courtesy runner over there on first base. Up and in, ball 2. And that one just inside, but does catch the corner, so 2-1 is the count. And that is a walk. So a walk issued there to Nichols. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I thought. I thought I was right. It's not a walk yet. Now it's only 3-1. I knew my scoreboard was right. I wondered why she took off. Oh, and they let her. Ooh. Oh, I didn't see that. That's sneaky. And strike 2 now. So now the count is 3-2. The runner on second is Cardona. Ground ball, field, throw in time. Good job by Brazy and Goldsmith on the right side. And now there's 2 outs with a runner on third. So this gets interesting as Jada Wayand now becomes one of the last hopes. Jada is 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out to second and a ground out to third. So Cardona on third and the tying run Wayand at the plate. That does just catch inside for a 1-1 count. From Mullally, 1-2 the count. Boy, that was stinky. It was stinky, filthy cheddar cheese is what that one was, way outside there. Made her go chase it. Wayand now with a 1-2 count against her and 2 outs. Perhaps the last opportunity for the Crete Cardinals. High for 2-2. With Cardona on third. The pitch from Mullally. Foul back, 2-2. Kate Mullally, 6 strikeouts in the ball game. None in the last 3 innings, or actually 2 2/3, I should say. But this is a 2-2 count to Wayand. Changeup, just misses. 3-2 the count. Oh, some Seward fans were on their feet to the right side of us here. Thought that looked good from their angle, and from their angle, I bet it looked really nice. But the count 3-2. Pop up in the middle. Snow cone catch by the second baseman, Brazy. And that, I believe, should be our game as we are at our time limit. So we'll not get to play the 7th inning. So through 6 innings, Seward is going to take the victory, 3-1 over the Crete Cardinals. So Seward advances in the Central 10 Conference Softball Tournament with a 3-1 victory over Crete. They now get the York Dukes in the championship game. You can see that Seward and York game on the York channel because it's the championship game. The third place game will be Crete and Holdridge, and that will be right here on the Crete channel. So, again, those were all scheduled to start at 2:15. They're going to work the field over here and probably get just a little bit of a warm-up. So, championship and third-place action coming up soon on this Crete channel. You will see Crete and Holdridge. On the York channel, you will see the championship game, which is York and Seward. All of those coming up right here on the Striv Network. Check the bracket and check us out on StrivSports.com. That's where we've got both players are right next to each other. If you got dual screens, boy, you can have both of them going at the same time. That would be a lot of fun. Congratulations to Seward. They're into the Central 10 Conference Championship. They advance with a 3-1 win over the Crete Cardinals here from the semifinals. Third place in championship action is coming up next. Bye.